Hey class, so we're back, and in this video I want to show you how to render your Arnold sequence and then put it together in Adobe Premiere. Before we get rendering, I just want you to note that you should have some sort of ground sweep, so that's the curved backdrop in your model. You also need to have some lights, so I have both an AI Skydome light that I set to an intensity of 0.9. And then I also have a spotlight in the back here. I can turn on the lights button to show you what I have. For that spotlight, remember that the lights that you create in this menu, the Maya lights, need crazy high intensity. So for mine, I have like 10,000. And then I also have a drop off of 1, and that will give it the soft edges around the corner. And I also changed my color because my backdrop is gray. I made it my light slightly gray. Personal choice, artistic choice. I also added an Arnold area light. So that's that square light that you see here that emits light on the direction that it's got that pointer. You can see it pretty well here. This light, I only have an intensity of 1,000, and you do want to be careful with that light because there is kind of a sharp beginning to the light, that you do want to make sure that the start is not showing in your scene unless you want it to be for an artistic choice. Okay, so let's go to our shot camera, and I'm just going to show you what our frame 1 looks like. So go to IPR, and so it's looking pretty good, but I do need to adjust some render settings. So I'm gonna close out of this, and instead let's go to the render settings button. So it looks like a clapperboard with a little gear on it. And for our render settings, there's a few really important settings. So for file output, I'm going to use JPEG. For frame animation extension, this is really important for image sequence. You either need name_number or name number extension. Otherwise, it's only going to render a single frame. So I'm going to do name_number extension. You can choose to have a custom extension if you want, but I'm not going to. Next, you need to select your frame range. So I only did a 5-second animation, so I'm going to start at frame 1, end at frame 120. And then if you are exporting or rendering on multiple computers and then trying to link them together using something like Dropbox, you do want to turn on skip existing frames. If not, you can leave that blank. Renderable camera, make sure that your shot camera is an option here. And then image size. So for me, I'm going to do HD 1080 because my computer is quite strong. But you can also choose to do HD 720 if you're going to render this overnight, say on a laptop, or HD 540 if you have just a very short amount of time. Okay, for our Arnold renderer settings, for this first project, I'm going to generally advise that you keep them default. So camera settings at 3. You could crank this up to 4 if you have time. Diffuse and specular, since we do have roughness maps, you'll want to include these. If you're having significant graininess, that's where we can start playing around with these settings, or using adaptive sampling. So if you enable adaptive sampling, it's going to take quite a bit longer, but it will give you a higher quality render. And then finally, for error handling, let's uncheck abort on error. Basically, that will shut down your entire render if something goes wrong. Usually something only goes wrong in a couple frames, so it's a good idea to just power on through and then delete those frames that have issues and re-render those. Okay, so I'm going to close these. Okay, so we should be all set. Last thing I want to do is just run an IPR or render 1 frame of my model, just so I can see how long it's going to take. So Unfortunately, whether I press IPR or Arnold, it opens up the Arnold render view by default, and I haven't found a way to open up the other type of render. So I'm just going to work with it. But if you do have the other just render view, make sure you go to File and your Save options, and make sure that color management is turned on there. You can also do your Save Image options here and make sure that color management is enabled. I believe we're using the ACES, or you can just use display settings. Either one is fine. And then let's just see how long this is going to take. So if you go to Chrome and search for a render calculator, there's an Omni calculator that is very fantastic. You can see here that this one shot with my current settings took 55 seconds. So I have 120, let's open this Omni calculator. So I have basically time per frame is 1 minute. I have 120 frames. I have one machine. And so my total render time will be 2 hours or 120 minutes. And you can see if this goes up to 5 minutes, then I'm getting into the range of 10 hours. So definitely talk to me if your render time is going to take a long time. You can also start a render when you're about to go to sleep at night. I do that quite frequently. And then you'll wake up and you'll have your render done. Sometimes you do also need to check your energy settings, energy saver settings, so that your computer doesn't go to sleep while it's rendering. Okay, so this looks good. I like my 1 minute. To be fair, this computer is very powerful. So what I'm going to do is go to my rendering drop-down menu, go to the render tab, and go to render sequence and hit the option box. For my render sequence, I want to do frame 1 to 120. My current camera will be my shot cam. And then I want to choose an alternate output file location. So make sure that you are choosing your a good location for your model, for your final renders. And then you just hit render sequence or render sequence and close. Cool. If you need to stop the render at any time, just hit escape and that will stop that render. And I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so now I have rendered all of my images in Maya, and if I go to that folder with the final render and the shot cam, you can see I have all of my individual pictures. So now we're going to use Premiere to put them all together. So when you open up Premiere, if you do File and New Project, I'm not going to use any particular footage. I'm just going to change the project name to my name and Cat Robots and hit Create. You'll see this project window down on the bottom left here where it says Import Media to Start. You can right click on that and select Import. And now you're going to find your final project, your images, my final renders, and my shot cam. I'm going to select the very first image in the sequence. So it should be the number 1. And I'm going to hit Show Options. Very important to hit Show Options so you can select image sequence. If you don't select image sequence, you will have a sequence of individual images that are all 2 or 3 seconds each. And you'll have to redo this. So I'm just going to select that first one, image sequence, and hit Import. Awesome. And you can see here it shows up as 4 seconds at 29 frames. So it is a little faster. So actually I can go up to sequence. If I select my sequence here and go to sequence settings, I can go to editing mode and change my time base from 29 frames per second to 24 frames per second. That'll give me a little more time. And then everything else should be exactly the same. There we go. Cool. All right, so next thing I want to do is if I hit play, I can see my sequence. So it's just super short and hilarious. Next thing I can do is import again and select that audio. So let's do one more up and go to sound. That's where I put all my music. And I think it was this metadata. Cool. And this one's like 22 seconds. So I'm just going to drop it here. You can clip or cut with either this razor tool or you can just grab the end of the sequence and it'll create that red bracket and you can just move it to the end. There we go. So now if I hit play, all right, so I wish I had more time, but that's what we got. So now we can export it. So let's do File, Export Media. Okay, so now I'm just going to save this to my final project folder and hit save. For your presets, match source is fine. Format H.264 is generally a good one. Okay, and then when you're all set, you can just hit export. And you have your final animation. So if you want to add a hero shot, let's open up Maya one more time. So you can see after you render your sequence, when I'm opening up Maya again, I'm getting the old school render view. Unfortunately, it's not letting me change my save image and my options, but if you can get there to change your color manage, that's really important. Otherwise, we're just going to do... So after hitting render, it opened up my Arnold render view again. And you can try to activate save final images, or you just save your image individually. And so make sure you can save these as hero shot. It would be great if you could have a hero shot, which is your overall like beauty shot, and then 3 different detail shots if you have time. The more images you can take now, the better for your portfolio. It's much easier to do it now than it is much later when you have to hunt through your files to find everything. All right, so that's it for our final. Please bring your animation, your hero shot, and any detail shots you have. Whatever you have at the final, please just bring that. We can always do higher quality renders after the final is over. Thank you so much for all of your hard work this semester. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you at the final. Thanks, class.